opt for destructive operations. Post-caesarean section pregnancy. When patient comes with pregnancy with history of caesarean section, we have to decide what type of delivery in this pregnancy. There is a choice of VBAC which can think about depending on the patient's condition. It's either vaginal birth after caesarean section or it is a repeat caesarean section. Vaginal birth after caesarean section. Which women are best suited to have a planned VBAC? The planned VBAC is appropriate for and may be offered to the majority of women with a singleton pregnancy of a cephalic presentation at 37 plus weeks or beyond. Those who have had single previous lower segment caesarean section with or without a history of previous vaginal birth. Now the contraindications for VBAC. Previous classical incision, previous 2 caesarean sections, pelvis which is contracted or suspected CPD, then previous inverted T or extension of incision, then presently malpresentations, or there are some medical or obstetric complications in this pregnancy or multiple pregnancy, then resource limited for emergency caesarean delivery, and also if patient refuses to undergo trial, these are the patients for whom we will not consider vaginal birth after the previous caesarean section. So how do we select? As I said, type of previous uterine incision should be lower segment transverse incision without any extension, either T or a J shape. Then prior indication should not be a recurrent indication. So elective caesarean section should be done if it is a recurrent indication, like a very contracted pelvis. Then success is more when prior indication is breech or fetal distress or placenta previa or abruption. The previous vaginal delivery, if woman had history of vaginal delivery before this caesarean section, if she also had a vaginal delivery, chances of vaginal birth after caesarean is increased, and there should not have been any post-operative infection. The scar can become weak if patient had infection in the previous delivery. Now we have to check for the integrity of the scar. Scar should be strong. What are the factors to consider? In the previous operation notes, we should see the indication of previous caesarean section. It should not be a prolonged labor, or it should not be associated with some infection, and there should not be any extension of uterine incision. Also, there should be no history of puerperal sepsis, prolonged hospitalization or blood transfusion. Defect in the scar in interpregnancy interval, we can check the thickness of the scar during this pregnancy also. The short interpregnancy interval is not good. Then there is any complications of pregnancy like twins or polyhydramnios will make the scar weak. In this pregnancy, twins or polyhydramnios will make the scar weak, and previous vaginal delivery is a good indicator for VBAC. So prerequisites for VBAC is there should be only one previous LSCS, there should be informed double consent for vaginal delivery and for caesarean section, and there should be spontaneous onset of labor, not induction. Pelvis should be adequate. The fetus should be in the longitudinal lie with cephalic presentation with vertex as a presenting part, not face. There should be no medical or surgical disorders complicating this pregnancy, and there is a ready team to take up caesarean section anytime during this trial of scar, and blood products should be available readily. The ACOG recommendation for patient selection is, one is patient's consent. She should be willing for this trial. Then as previous low transverse caesarean delivery, then clinically adequate pelvis, no other uterine scars or previous rupture, no history of hysterectomy. Physician should be available immediately throughout the active labor. The doctor should attend the patient, monitor the patient through active labor. The monitoring labor and performing an emergency cesarean section delivery, these facilities should be available, and anesthesia and emergency care facility should be available for the cesarean